Hi guys, it's me. How are all of you? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. So today I wanted to do a storytelling of my holiday in Malaysia because I just wanted to tell you guys all the things I did, the places I went, and I thought that it would be helpful because I would like to put a special emphasis on accessibility for wheelchair because there really isn't much out there. So I thought, you know what, let's just put my input and it might be helpful for somebody, I hope. So, right, there's a lot to say because there are a lot of important things that I want to put out there. So let's just start. I have my phone with me. I'm going to put in pictures and also videos. So let's get started. Right, so I left on July the 19th and I flew Emirates. I left from Rome and we did a transit in Dubai and then Dubai, Kuala Lumpur. The first thing I want to say is that I traveled for my first time with my motorized wheelchair and I was stressed. Oh my God, I was so stressed. Until the last day, I was so in doubt because I booked via travel agency and the lady that did my booking said, you know what, at least until a couple of days before the departure, if you change your mind and you don't want to go with your motorized wheelchair anymore, and you just want to go with your manual chair, we can change it. We can change it anytime. So I was debating, to use it, not to use it, to use it, not to use it. I really wanted to travel with my motorized wheelchair because it's so important. I thought if I don't try now, I will never try it. Also because I recently got a new chair. And the chair I got, the model is Firefly. This thing is called Firefly Slim. And it's a type of chair that is it's definitely prone to travel. I decided to go for it. And I thought, worst comes to worst, I will have to hire a motorized wheelchair when I arrive in KL. I actually already had the contacts and everything, just in case. But let me just say it, put it out there immediately. Everything went smoothly. Everything went fine. I was so happy. I was so relieved. And will I travel again with my motorized wheelchair? Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. I mean, traveling with your motorized wheelchair for the first time in such a long haul flight with a transit isn't the best. Maybe it would be the first time to travel would have been better like within Europe. But I went big. I tried the long haul and everything went fine. When you do your reservations, obviously the airlines company wants to know all the details of your chair. So just give them whatever you have. I downloaded the brochure of my wheelchair online, so I gave them that. Specifically, what they want is the battery specifics. So give them that. I took a picture of the battery and it's so important to them because on the battery it says the power and charging, whatever. That's the information they need. And I gave them that. My battery is a lithium battery, which was a bit, I don't know if it was a problem for them or what. Anyway, Emirates gave me the green light, so I was fine. Plus, my wheelchair has the European certificate. So, I mean, in terms of quality, it's, eyes closed, the best. But I guess for the specific airlines, lithium batteries on wheelchair is kind of a new thing. I don't know. Anyway, when I did check-in Rome, also in transit in Dubai, where I did check-in Kuala Lumpur coming back, every time at the counter, they needed to put the battery information in their system, in their computer. And I was like, what? I mean, I had the green light from Emirates. They gave me okay to fly with my wheelchair. Why are you people asking me for this information here at check-in at the counter? I don't know. That's a mystery. They just needed the information back and again, and they had to write everything. Initially, it was very stressful for me because I started to panic. I thought, oh my God, they're not going to allow me to travel with my motorized wheelchair. What's going on? But they're just doing their job. So don't panic if in case they ask you for all the information again and again, because they just needed to put it back in their system. I don't know why. I don't know why. In Kuala Lumpur, the lady who was in charge of the whole check-in on my flight, she emailed Dubai again, asking for confirmation to check in my wheelchair. I was like, hello, are you serious? So I just wanted to put it out there that if you receive okay to travel with your motorized wheelchair from the airlines, it's fine. You're done. Don't stress out if at check-in they ask you for the information again and again and again. I'm telling it to you, but I'm telling it more to me because it is what it is. We have to be very patient when we travel with our motorized wheelchairs. But as long as you do all the reservations correctly and you gave all the information upon hand, it's fine. It's fine. So yes, I traveled with my motorized wheelchair. I arrived in Kuala Lumpur. Everything was fine. So when I arrived at the airport, I actually had booked transportation from the airport to the hotel and also back. I booked a wheelchair accessible van with a lift and everything to go to the hotel, and I used a company called OK You Go. I definitely recommend it. They are very good. I want to say it took about an hour and a half, and I arrived at the hotel. I stayed at the Boulevard Hotel. It wasn't my first time staying at the Boulevard Hotel. I've stayed there. This was actually my third time staying at the hotel. And that's the reason why I stay at the Boulevard Hotel. It's because my uncle and auntie, I have family staying in Mid-Valley. The Boulevard Hotel is in an area of Kuala Lumpur called Mid-Valley, and it's the best place to be. If you, like me, like doing shopping, Mid-Valley is the place to be because basically there's a hotel which is connected to the mall. The malls, because there are two. So it's such a great place. And plus the mall is connected to the lot of apartments where my relatives stay. And plus everything is connected to the train station. So I can only, in terms of connection, okay, and accessibility for you to go and do things, I think that the Boulevard Hotel is very, very good. It's very, very well connected. So we did check in, and I arrived on a Sunday. So on Sunday and actually on Monday as well, I really didn't do much. I just stayed in the hotel. I had relatives come visit me, and that was also obviously the main thing I did. What I did when I went back to Kuala Lumpur was to see all the relatives I haven't seen in such a long time. So we did that for the first 2 days. And then on Tuesday, we head out. We head out for our first adventure on the train. I was a bit anxious because I was, fingers crossed, I was hoping that everything will be fine because I knew that the train for me was crucial. If it would work, it would be the success of the whole holiday. So yes, basically the last time I went to Kuala Lumpur, which was 2017, there was no train. Or at least I think it was in the works. I don't know. Everywhere I wanted to go, I would have some relatives with. They did it, happily, but come pick me up and take me wherever I want to go. This time, it's been 8 years later, 7, 8 years later. So much progress has been made in Kuala Lumpur. This whole train system was, exceptional. It's called LRT or MRT according to what line you're taking. But let's just call it the train in this video for simplicity. And it was great. Everything went so smoothly. So on the first day, we set out and we wanted to go to the Twin Towers. I've obviously seen the Twin Towers from outside, but I've never actually been on top, the Sky Bridge and everything. I really wanted to go. So if you decide to stay at the Boulevard Hotel, you have to go on the first floor. And then there is a bridge that connects the mega mall to the other mall called the Gardens. And then once you're at the Gardens, you turn left and you go to where there's a cafe called the Dome. Anyway, at the back of And when you reach that end of the mall, the gardens, there is another bridge, a series of bridges actually, that take you to the train station, the LRT train station, and the name of that stop is called Abdullah Mukum, I think. It would have been smart actually to have a map of the train station. Anyway, I will put pictures and specific names in case I get them wrong. Anyway, so we arrived there. There are lifts everywhere. There are machines where you can either get tokens, or there are info boxes where you can get a card, a prepaid card. And let me just give you a piece of advice. Don't think about it, just get the card. Just get the card because it makes your life so much easier. You put money on there, and every time you want to take the train, you just use the card and it's easier. And for wheelchair, obviously the gates of the stations are bigger, so no problems in that. You take the lift and you go to the platform and you wait for the train. The trains come very, very frequently. You don't have to worry about waiting and checking the time and everything. I think the most we waited for a train was like, 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. And so no problem on that front. And one special and something that I want to point out, because I know it's important for us people on wheelchair, the gap between the platform and the train is very minimal. So you can very easily do it on your own, especially on the MRT, which is kind of, I feel like a newer line, and the trains are slightly more newer in comparison to the LRT. But anyway, both MRT and LRT have a very minimum gap between platform and train, so you will really have no problems. One thing that I noticed between LRT and MRT is the time the doors stay open. On the MRTs, the doors stay open for a few more seconds in comparison to the LRT. So if by chance, that was the first day we took the train, and the only time actually we found the carriage quite full, you need to be fast, especially if you have somebody helping you with your wheelchair. In fact, the first day, my poor cousin, she got caught between the doors. She was fine, nothing happened. But still, because the carriage was so full, you need those extra seconds to get in the train. And so all this to say, if you see that the train is full, just tell people to move, because they will just stand there and look. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, there's not much culture in terms of priority for people on wheelchair. Let's just put it that way. After that, I knew that I had to do that for my safety and for the safety of the people around me. So whenever I see somebody that's in my way, I will like, hello, excuse me, move. And they will do it. I mean, you just have to tell them. That's what I'm trying to say. You just have to tell them. And for us, it's nothing new. It's an everyday thing for us anyway. But besides that time, every time we use the train, it wasn't full at all. So I managed to get in and out very easily. Sometimes I actually had the space to go on the dedicated area for wheelchair. So anyway, it was great. It was great. For KLCC, there is actually the stop called KLCC. So you can't really go wrong. And I loved KLCC so much. I think I went there 3 times. If you're going to Malaysia, go to the Twin Towers, because it is such a fun experience. It was such a fun day. I enjoyed myself so much. It is so well organized. They have lifts, obviously. I mean, they have lifts, and they take you to the Sky Bridge, and then there's another lift that takes you to another floor, and you get to see the view of the whole city. We actually went on a day that was a bit cloudy and rainy. Nevertheless, I thought it added to the whole atmosphere. It was such a fun day. It was such a fun day. I loved going to the Twin Towers and the Sky Bridge and everything so much. So I definitely recommend you go there. And with the trains, you will have no problems. So we did that. Plus, KLCC is a whole mall. There's a whole shopping thing going on. And there are many restaurants. I went twice to a restaurant on the top floor called Little Penang Cafe. Loved it. I got my favorite char kway teow both times. Loved it. And yeah, my favorite floor in KLCC is actually the one on the lower ground floor because there are all like the shops that I like. There's a huge Sephora, there's a huge Uniqlo, there's Marks and Spencer's, there's Victoria's Secret. There's so many shops that I like on the lower ground floor. And plus there's the cafe called Nyonya Colors. I love Nyonya Colors so much. So there's a Nyonya Colors over there. Anyway, that was, oh, and also one thing, this is actually one thing that I want to point out. If you go to KLCC, at some point to reach the mall, there are steps. Hey Siri, come si traduce in inglese montascale?
In inglese, montascale si dice stair lift.
Stair lift, right. So there's a stair lift, so no worries. There's a number you have to call. You call the number, and in like 5 minutes tops, a technician will come and help you. And with the stair lift, you reach the mall, basically. So easy peasy, don't worry. Right, so KLCC, 10 out of 10. Love it, accessible. It's a fun place to be for the Twin Towers, and especially if, like me, you like doing shopping. Then on the next day, we went to Central Market, and we used the LRT, same train, and I think the stop for Central Market is Pasar Seni. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that too, very easy. You arrive, there's the lift, it takes you to the ground floor. And one thing that I want to tell you guys, when you get out of the train station and you have to go to Central Market, you have to cross the roads. But there is no traffic light for pedestrians and cars go very, very fast. So just be careful, you know, like everything. Just be careful when you are crossing the road. And then once you cross the road, it's there. It's just flat. You just go straight in. Central Market is also a very fun place to be. You get to buy all the local souvenirs. That was my main goal when I went to Central Market, was to get presents for friends and family at home. Plus, I also got things for myself. Like I got a skirt in the batik material. I got stickers for my journaling, all these little knickknacks, and it's a fun place to be. Also, the food hall is very extensive, so you get to eat all the local food. And great, actually, Central Market, the building is 2 floors, but we just did 1 floor because after seeing all the shops on the first floor, we were pretty much done. In fact, on the second day of touring, obviously, after doing Central Market in the morning, we went back to KLCC in the afternoon because it was on our way. It's on our way back. So, and this goes to show you how easy it was for me to get around with the train. You know what I mean? If I wanted to go in one place in the morning and then in the afternoon another place, I just used the train. Can you imagine how stressful it would be to use taxi or cars stuck in the traffic? Oh my God, no. Use the train. By this time, it was Wednesday. On Thursday, we went to TRX, which is a new mall. My auntie said, go to TRX. It's this huge new mall and you girls would have fun. So that's what we did. We went to TRX. In TRX, there's a huge Muji, if you like Muji. I bought all the Muji pens there that I use for my journaling, which, by the way, I really like them. So I got that. There's a huge Uniqlo. The food court there was, whoa, huge. I had a very good chicken rice that day for lunch. And one good thing that I did in TRX was I went to the hairdresser because I was in desperate need to wash my hair. And I didn't want to do it in the hotel because it's just, my hair comes out wild. And you would think, okay, what's the big deal? Just go to any hairdresser. Here's the thing. Hairdressers in Malaysia, when you have to go to wash your hair, it's not like here that there's like a regular sofa. You just sit on the sofa or chair, whatever, and you tilt your head and you wash your hair. No, over there it's like an actual bed. that you have to climb on. I don't know why they made this decision in Malaysia. I don't know if it's the same in all the countries in Asia, but in Malaysia it's like that. They have this like huge massage bed you have to lie on, which is great, but for some people like, us, it's impossible to go to the hairdresser. But I was with my cousin. She went up there and said, look, my cousin, she's on a wheelchair. She wants to get a blow dry, but you guys have to lift her and carry her and put her on the bed to wash her hair. And the people in this hair salon were so kind. They were so, helpful. They said, sure, no problem. And they lifted me, they put me on the bed, they switched on the massage function. So I was having a massage on my back. They washed my hair, I had a blow dry, and I was the happiest person on earth. It was so fun. And I was so happy. So, right, at TRX, I went to the hairdresser as well. And we also did a good amount of shopping over there. But TRX is also a nice place to go if, as I said, you like to do shopping. My holiday is very shopping oriented because that's what I like to do. I live in a small town by the beach. And when I go on holiday, my holidays are mostly towards city. I like the city life because I don't have it here. So that's what in this vlog, there's a lot of shopping and there's a lot of malls involved because that's what I like to do. So on Thursday, we did TRX. Love TRX. Oh, and to go to TRX, that's something. You need to go to if you're using the LRT, you have to go to Pasar Seni and then switch and use the MRT line. And then from the MRT line, which is actually the newer lines, you go to the TRX stop. The MRT, as I said, the stations are newer, they are more modern. It's very easy. It's easier to get in and out of the carriages because it's very leveled with the platform. The doors stay open more. The carriages are bigger. So, it's less, I don't say stressful because it's not stressful in comparison to the LRT. I would say it's easier. Okay, it's slightly more easier. And plus on the MRT, there are the pink carriages, so for women only. We did do that, I want to say, once. I'm not surprised that there are women-only carriages because it's a Muslim country. Right, so then on Friday, we stayed back in Maid Valley because I had a cousin from Singapore come visit. So it was a very family-oriented day. We just stayed there. And then on Monday, me and my mom, we went back to KLCC. We did it on our own and it was very easy. And, because everything was just so smooth. For me, using the train was the highlight of the holiday. I loved it so much. And on Tuesday was a fun day because we went to Pavilion. I've been to Pavilion several times. It's one of my favorite malls. And to go to Pavilion, there's a stop. There's the actual stop for Pavilion on the MRT line. So, same thing with the LRT. We went to Pasar Seni, switched to the MRT line and went to Pavilion. When you reach Pavilion and you get out of the station, you have to actually walk a bit outside to reach the Pavilion Mall, which I really, really liked being outdoors for once and being in the crowds and everything. It was fun. There's actually many shops and other little malls to go to, but I think we were a bit short on time. But next time maybe we will go to there's a mall called I think 109 that I didn't go to because it started raining when we went back. Anyway, Pavilion, super fun. There are all the high-end brands over there as well, whatever your heart desires. There's a very good food court. It's so big that you have the halal side and the non-halal side. I got the crispy noodles. That's my favorite dish. I love the crispy noodles. It's so good. Just thinking about it makes my mouth water. Anyway, we did that. And then on the next day, it was a Wednesday, and we stayed back because we were leaving that night. Right. Oh my God, I've been talking for 31 minutes. So that was that. Everything, this holiday was super, super smooth and super, super fun because I found that everything in Malaysia is becoming more and more wheelchair accessible. Obviously, there's still a long way to go. There's still a lot to do. Obviously, I didn't go to all the train stations, so I cannot tell you that all the train stations are wheelchair accessible with lifts. But the train stations I went to, and I went to several places. I mean, they were all wheelchair accessible with lifts and everything. So no worry. You will manage to go around very, very easily if you go to the touristy places that I mentioned. Right, so that's that. I really wanted to film this video, as I said, because I wanted to put out information on wheelchair accessibility in Kuala Lumpur. So I hope this video was helpful. Give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not. And until my next video, bye-bye.